What is up, YouTube and all my fish keeping friends? How's everybody doing out there in fish tank land? I'm doing something a little bit different today. Completely different. Completely different. Something much more chilled out. I'm just gonna hang out with you guys, and I want to mess around with this microscope a little bit. I see everybody here. Oh, the cat's playing with things. See everybody here in the chat. It's really awesome to have everybody here. I got the microphone in an odd spot because I have a huge microscope in my face in my face here. Oh, I don't even know if I can get to everybody here in the chat right now. Aquascaping 101. I know that Joel is live right now, and I talked to him already. He gave me his blessing to go live, but I'm just kind of I just more of a test run. I prefer to do this maybe on a Friday night and more of a late night, but don't really have the house to myself yet, so I'm kind of I can't wait. So I'm gonna stream right now, and we're gonna play with this microscope. So you guys can help me here as well. Like, I have 15 tanks to choose from, and I don't even know where. I don't know. I was thinking about taking some stuff off the side of the glass. I can just go for it, but if anybody has any ideas or anything, I will consider it. But I have 2 cameras set up here. I've got about 10 feet on one of the cameras, so I can run around. Like I said, this is more of a test run. I have everything set up down here on the side. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Yeah, I had to make a pot of coffee. Sorry about that. I figured I should have something to drink. I've got a little bit of music in the background because I don't want it to be too boring. So my goal really is to, focus on the microscope and not talk so much, and I'll turn up the music a little bit and we'll check some stuff out. And eventually I like to start identifying stuff and having the titles of the different stuff down at the bottom of the screen or whatnot. I should have been a little bit more prepared for this in regards to information. Basically, we're going to be looking at a lot of different infusoria, otherwise known as protozoans, just lots of different microorganisms, pretty much like the building blocks of life. The nitrogen cycle doesn't just take place in water; it takes place on land everywhere, and it is because of these microorganisms that it happens, that is capable of happening. DPK, he's here. Yes, DPK. My mic's probably really loud right now. Anyways, you put out a bunch of stuff on Instagram. You guys need to go check out his DPK's Instagram. All kinds of awesome microscopic images. You just went nuts. I've been scrolling through there trying to like everything. But you didn't just have like protozoa and stuff. There's definitely a lot of different parasites and things like that as well. Cool stuff. Anyways, the music that I'm playing music from MU Free Music. They've offered to let me use their music in my live stream, and they got a lot of cool stuff, all electronic, instrumental, chill stuff. I don't know, it's pretty cool. Some of it goes with the microscope. Anyways, I don't want to waste too much time. I really should just get something under this microscope and we can chill out and look at something. Let me look at the chat though. There's a lot of awesome people up in here. Jeffrey Myers, how are you? DPK, Tech Turtle, Island Queen, Daryl Dimmer, how are you, man? Alex from Secret History Living in Your Aquarium. Let me get to the bottom of the chat. Anyways, yeah, I feel a little bit bad because I know Joel is streaming, and I totally get that. And this, either ways, this is more of a test thing, so that's just my excuse. So I'm not. That's what I'm mean. So I'm not like being a little bit more laid back about it. Plus, I planned on going a little bit longer just to mess around and have fun and get used to moving all this equipment around, because literally I'm gonna be dancing around this house, I think, a little bit because I have a camera here next to me. which is this camera right here. So I have everything set up here. I have some just some extra water. I have my slides, and then I have cover slips. And basically, I'm just gonna be using a syringe like this, and just pulling stuff from the substrate within the aquariums. I do like some of the stuff off the glass compared to the glass in the tanks. What's different parameters of black brackish water? There's definitely actually one of the tanks that I want to pull stuff off of the glass is my brackish water aquarium behind my fat head, and it there's definitely stuff on the glass. You know, there's not a lot of light in there, but there's still something going on. I've noticed that there's a lot cooler stuff, so to speak, in the aquariums with more photosynthesis, with more microscopic, like what phytoplankton, just microscopic plankton and stuff like that, because all of those other things like rotifers and stuff like that, they pardon me, they live off of all that green stuff. So from my experience, the more green stuff you see under the microscope, the better it is for seeing other stuff that eats green stuff, right? So the blackwater aquariums are kind of mellow. I mean, it might just be completely boring, to be completely honest with you guys. Like some of this stuff, depending on what I find. I usually see like rotifers and stuff like that. I don't, and euglenia, and just, you know, there's definitely, you know, lots of little stuff, but not, I haven't really found any parasites. Something that kind of looked like roundworm once, but that's about it. Anyways. Bouncing all over the place. So let's see. I have the stuff behind me. I have really high light on the Bowface 29-gallon tank with the Epistos in it, and I'm thinking about just checking out that. That's probably my oldest tank. It is a Wallstad dirted planted tank, so literally if I go deep enough, I'm gonna hit like soil, like organic potting soil. So I'm just probably going to pull something from within the gravel cap, which in that tank, I actually collected that from the wild. So I actually like seeded that with a lot of microorganisms from like nature and stuff when I did that one. Just looking at the chat. I got the chat over here. This microscope's really kind of in the way. And I have to lower the lighting because too much light is really just doesn't really help a microscope. I have two different. I have like a concave. I have a lens that has like a little dip in it for larger things. I'm probably not going to do anything like that unless we're looking at like somebody wants me to look at like I have brine shrimp. I think we all know what brine shrimp look like under the microscope. Yeah, I'm completely out of pipettes. I usually get those off of Amazon. I need to order more. I need to make like a wish list for stuff like that. Like, but yeah, I usually have, you get them like by the box of like 200 or whatever. And then I have to try to make sure that they'll actually, they'll ship to me here. So the only complication here is when I go to this tank, I really didn't set up anything with like running a mic. I don't have a wireless mic. Lucas makes me jealous with that wireless mic. That's like one thing I'd really like to have. So I won't have a microphone with me, but there'll be the music for you to enjoy. And I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm just going to pull from right behind me. I'm not going to go very far here. But let me go check something out here. So I'm going to go ahead and move the camera. I'm going to take this syringe. I'm going to go collect some stuff. Grab myself a towel really quick so that I can weight myself up a little bit here. Keep myself, keep water off of the microscope, right? All right, 1 second, guys. Yeah, I turn around and trip over a pile of garbage from the cat and the dog. That's cute. That's cute. You guys are awesome. All right, so I've got this. You can see all the good stuff in there. So I'm going to use a flat slide, just a regular slide, because if I use the concave ones, you end up with, it's just too deep. I want everything to be really flat on one single plane. So I'm not like searching for stuff within, you know, having to focus in and out so much, so. Now, I'm not a scientist. I am not a biologist. I'm a fish nerd. That's just the disclaimer here. I'm not pretending to be anything otherwise. I'm a fish nerd with a $600 microscope and a Monday evening to do whatever I want. And hang out with you guys and hang out with other fish nerds, right? Okay. That was like really aggressive. I don't even, you know, I didn't like really plan out this playlist here. The playlist is not, it's not, it does not correspond with my activities. I'm getting low on slides, but I still have plenty for now. I'd like to get some different dyes. That would be really nice. Okay. So I'm going to put 2 drops. I like to use this slide kind of, you know, double it up. So I'm going to put a couple of drops on one end of it, a couple of drops on the other end. So I'm literally getting like two little specimens out of it. I'm trying to DJ music here at the same time too here. And drink my coffee. Wait a minute. A sip of coffee. Don't judge me on some of this music. I really didn't plan this playlist, so I'm just winging it. So this is more of an impulse stream. I was trying to hold out and wait until I actually really have the house to myself, and like I said, I'd probably do this as more of like a late night thing, an extra thing for fun. Definitely not to appease the algorithm, but if you want to share it out to anybody, any fish nerds out there, science nerds, anybody who wants who can nerd out on looking at stuff live under the microscope, I don't know. I'm not having fun with some of this music. And yeah. Okay. So I have it under the microscope. Okay, let's see here. Let me move to the microscope. Bam. There we go. That's a little bit better. Let's see. Okay. So I'm starting out at 4x, and I go to 10x, and then up to 40. But I could do 100x with oil immersion. But at this point in time, I really like to have a little bit more stuff here just to clean up, and because you gotta really kind of keep that stuff clean. You gotta keep all the lenses clean. I don't know. I might get it. I eventually I'll try to play around with some oil immersion. I'm actually still honestly trying to get good at it. I feel like I need to adjust some of this stuff a little bit before I do that. Okay. So, this looks, I'm scanning, just scanning. Yeah, this is why I have music, because otherwise it kind of gets a little bit, because I get into my zone, especially if I'm trying to like scan and I'm looking. Really just looking for movement, honestly. I want to find something cool. We can go really deep here on this one, and maybe I'll find some much smaller stuff, but things look pretty quiet. Let me check out the chat. D, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Chris, Multi-Take Addiction, how are you? Candy, let's see. Yeah, let's check it out. There's something moving. That looks like a eugleniid or a paramecium. Wait, and we have a seed shrimp. Is that what we have there? I can start chasing some stuff, and I can go deeper. See, I'm waiting for good stuff to kind of go deeper and look a little bit closer at it. But that's the eugleniid, and that's actually, it spins. I almost want to go closer, because if it has, you can actually probably see the cilia on the end of it if I get closer. Which pretty much with a lot of these microorganisms, just little microscopic hairs that propel them through the water and actually spin the water around and create currents to actually collect food, which is what's really cool with things like rotifers and stuff. It's fun to watch them actually feeding. See, he's not moving. He's right there in the middle of the screen. Just hanging out. And that might be a rotifer. So it looks like it's got the tail. And the tail is what's connected to the detritus or the mulm or whatnot there. Just there's particles there. Oh, and then he just, yeah, that's a rotifer. Pretty sure, because you see how he just totally switched it up. And he's gone. I just think it's really cool how they have all these little microscopic hairs that are literally just moving so quickly to propel them through the water, or to just kind of create these really cool currents that actually create currents that push all the particles in the food like right into their mouth. So cool. I have to be honest, this slide is looking a little bit barren, a little boring. Because at the same point when I was talking about it, I don't see a lot of green. I'd like to see a little bit more green in here, because that would just make me feel better about stuff. I do see some diatoms, but they're really small. I have to get in there to look at those, go a lot deeper to look at those. Amoebas are probably one of my favorite things, just because I think it's cool. It's like, it reminds me of like the movie The Blob or something, because they just crawl around and just wrap around other objects and just consume everything in their path. That looks like that was a seed shrimp, like the shell of a seed shrimp. See a little bit of algae there, just a little piece there. I think I want to pull some stuff off the glass, maybe in this Blackwater aquarium. I'm really tempted. Let's check that out. Kick the light up a little bit. Yeah. Tech Turtle, how are you? Good to see you here. I know if I go into one of my, I can definitely get seed shrimp out of one of my tanks here in a minute. Like my shrimp tanks, they have a lot of seed shrimp in the substrate. What do we got here? This looks like a rotor full. That's actually is a rotifer full of like phytoplankton. He's fat and full. Let's get a little closer and see. I want to get a little bit closer actually. But you can see all of those, the plankton and everything inside of him. All the green is consumed food. Actually, look at that. That's a crab. That's a microcrustacean, actually. Look at that. He's got legs. Yeah, that's actually like a, I don't know what they call it for sure, but it is like a, it's more of a crab. And I have seen those in some of my tanks. They're pretty crazy. You can see he has antennae in the front that are spinning around. I feel lucky sometimes when I get these guys on camera. Because, okay, so that's kind of more of the intestines now. When I'm focusing in and out of his body. Really, it's more of a transparent thing. We're in doing dark field here, so the light is coming from the sides of these objects. It's not coming through them from below like a traditional microscope. So the light it hits the objects in a different way, so you kind of can get more of a three-dimensional view as you focus in on it. But you can see there's cilia near the tail, which is on the left-hand side, and then the head, that's the inside of him, and then the head is there on the right-hand side, and you can see all the little legs. Oh, I'm glad I have my coffee here. Let's see. Magnification, that's just 40 right there right now. It goes up to 100x with oil immersion. And it's coming through with a 5 megapixel digital camera. I mean, microscopes, I think most of it you just realize you could spend tens of thousands of dollars on a good microscope. It's crazy. kind of went with this model, microscope. Anyways, I don't know if I just said how many times I said telescope there. Microscope. I went with this model. It's an Omax, which is on Amazon. It's probably more of a cheap thing. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure, probably, right? But either way, I can always upgrade the camera separately. And just, I think they go up to like, I think at least 20 megapixels. It's not what zooplankton, I think, inside, but that is actually, that's a crustacean. That's a, because you can see all the legs on the bottom. Okay, so we'll see how long that little booger stays right there, and I'm gonna run behind me real quick because this is kind of this slide is kind of boring, and I want to see if I can find something in this Blackwater aquarium behind me. I'm gonna grab a fresh razor blade and pull some stuff off. So I'm just gonna shave the stuff off the side of the glass, and as I'm shaving it off, I'm gonna suck it up with a syringe. I would use a pipette if I had that, but the syringe works pretty well. Keep in mind, I'm washing my arm between each tank just to make sure that I'm not putting anything funky in the tanks or transferring anything from tank to tank. Alright. I'm so just messing around here. Greg Jones, how are you? Welcome to the chat. I am just totally messing around. I might never do this again. I'm just having a little fun. Or at least not like this, because I really didn't plan it out. I just wanted to mess around a little bit. And kind of share it at the same time, because I can literally do this stuff. Right now, it's not like I'm not looking at a sick fish or something like that. I'm just totally more just having fun. Alright, let me check out the chat here. I can definitely turn myself up. I think part of it is I'm just far away from the mic is in an odd spot. Totally set up completely different. Can we watch zooplankton eat phytoplankton and bet money on it? I think, Greg, I think you have an idea. I think you got a good idea there. Thinking. Alright, so like I said before, usually when there's green, you're gonna see a lot more other organisms there to eat stuff. Now I definitely see some worms here. Hoping those are detritus worms. I definitely see some stuff. I'm just kind of getting an idea how deep I should go yet, but let me move my mic actually a little bit. All right. I'm actually going to go in here a little bit closer right off the bat, just because there is a lot of stuff going on in here. This slide is not perfectly flat because I do have a piece of algae. Well, let's see. Let's take a look. First, let's scan around to see what else. Anything big moving. Kind of looking for bigger stuff. Just because you can really get in there. It's nice to be able to see stuff where you can actually see what's in their stomach, what they're eating, get an idea of where they fall in the food chain. I feel like normally I see more stuff. Like I said, even more rotifers and things like that. Might have to go and I have to check out some other tanks in the other room too and see what I can find in there. Let's see. A tardigrade. Can we name it? Right? There's definitely some diatoms there. Let's see. It's not that cool, but let me see here. I'd like to go out and find some saltwater diatoms because supposedly the saltwater diatoms are so much cooler, like shapes, all kinds of stuff. Freshwater, there's like the football shaped ones, like what I was trying to find here. I guess I lost it. And there's like long sticks like shapes. I don't I don't know the names of them, right? I need to find some other water here in this let's see. I'm actually going to go straight for the detritus and the blackwater aquarium at the bottom. There's a little micro crab. That's cool, and you can see his eye. Let's get in there real quick before I lose him. It's a little micro crustacean. It's more of like a little crab, and that red spot is his eye in a way. It's like an infrared eye. They pretty much they use that to tell where they're going. Where they're going and where they came from based on the light around them, and that's all they have to work with, really. Oh, where are we at? Sorry, guys. This is crazy how you can see everything on the inside. I feel like I should just turn on the air conditioner because it's getting hot in here. Let me see. And as long as he doesn't go underneath this piece, it just looks like he's where he's going. What do we have over here? Next to it, I'm just seeing moving things. What is that? It's definitely alive, whatever it is. That's just part of the crab from the underside. I'm calling it a crab, but it's probably, I have seen things that look exactly like, they're like a microscopic crab. That thing didn't really look like that, so I shouldn't be calling it that. I mean, But I've seen some stuff I had in one tank about a year ago or whatever, and it was like, I was like, wait a minute. Looks like you're just your average crab, saltwater crab. That's something else. I'm very curious what that is. It's hard for me not to, I don't know. I guess that is that crab just from the underside. Okay, that makes me want to look around a little bit more. What am I listening to? Oh, you can tell I live on a busy street. Every once in a while I get an awesome, somebody just thinks it's awesome to just make a bunch of noise. So, let's see. Let me look a little closer. Okay. I'm not seeing anything too awesome. I mean, I am seeing some smaller, what would I want to call them? I don't even know what to call them. These little guys here. These little, kind of look like a paramecium. These little round guys. They're definitely full of different kinds of like plankton. I feel like I need to go down the street and go find some dirty water. My tanks are just not dirty enough, I guess. I might just have to go check out. They have this infusoria tank in the other room, but it doesn't have a whole bunch of light on it. But let's see. I'm going to, I think I'm going to go for this shrimp tank over here. Try something completely different here and see what's in that. That's a pretty old, like a Wallstad tank as well. There should be a good bit of seed shrimp in there. Let me check that out real quick. I'm going to grab some of that water. Jasper. All right. Okay, I'm here. I feel very awkward doing this kind of stream, and yeah, it is what it is. Like I said, I might never, never do it again like this. Okay, so I went ahead and pulled some water from my Yellow King Kong Caridina shrimp tank. All right. I saw him run by. He's a fast little bugger. This is time for your nap. just listen to the music. It'll put you to sleep. It's fine. It's fine if you fall asleep to this stream. You know, just leave the stream playing, so I get the watch time, right? There we go. These guys are moving around like crazy fast. This is pretty boring too, to be completely honest. For me, I'm this slide. There's not much anything going on here. I did 2 of them here, so let's check out the other. And that's just plant matter there. Well, I'm very surprised actually. I thought I'd see a little bit more stuff in here. Just the other day I was looking at some of these and I was finding stuff. Maybe I'm just not getting lucky. have to find something else again here. I just want to find something cool, something really fun to look at. A little bit more like I said, some rotifers, or even if I could find some cool seed shrimp, but and some cool amoebas, that would be cool too. Okay, where do we go next? Watch out, Jasper. Where are we at? Where is this chat? Zoom. I'm looking for another. I'm trying to pull up something more interesting. I'm looking around at some of these other tanks here, trying to just pulled something from the Blackwater Aquarium behind me, and I'll see what might be in the mulm and the leaf litter there. That's a cool amoeba. That's kind of why I like them. Okay. Let me... I need to go closer on it, but it's really cool. I like amoebas like that. Let me see. Actually, you know what that is? I think that's actually a fungus, a water fungus. Actually, that's what it kind of looks like. I have seen some stuff like that before. Okay. Well, no, now the dog is pulling stuff out all over the house. Let's see. Let's get closer. It looks like mycelium, kind of, in a way, but it also could, this very well could be an amoeba. Let me get closer and see, actually see if it's moving around. Oh, could someone else help me? What these are, like on the ends of the an amoeba, like these actual these little arms. There's a name for them, and I used to know it, and it's I'm trying to dig it up out of the back of my head, but I think in Latin it means foot, whatever the word is. But they create like these little feet, and then if they find something really good to eat, then they can kind of like wrap around it and engulf it and consume it. Let's get closer. That's really close. There's something stuck in there. You can see it moving around, right? And you can see how that foot is coming in there and closing in on it. See how that's happening really slowly? I don't want to lose this. It's, yeah. But there's like a little seed shrimp or some kind of little microorganism. You see it wiggling around in there. Do I have a cursor on this? No, if I was on the other, if I pulled up the other software, I could do that. But that's what it's doing there, right there. That pseudopod. A pseudopod, I think is the word for the foot. A pseudopod. Pseudopodium. I think pseudopodium, something like that. Anyways, but that's what it did right there. It's consuming that little microorganism and they're trapping it, basically. And you won't really see activity out of an amoeba unless they're actually trying to eat something. See what else is here. I'll come back to that. I mean, you can see the size of that. That's almost visible by the naked eye, technically. Like if I really strain my eyes and look at this slide, I probably could see that little speck of white. Is that a hair? It's a hair. Like what have we got there? A little paramecium digging around. Where'd it go? Problem is when they go and they hide underneath the stuff. Here's a shell from one of them crustaceans. A lot of times when you find shells, you'll see here like in the leg of this thing, you see all the stuff moving around inside of it. Those are all kinds of little tiny little organisms that are just eating everything out of the inside of this crustacean. So they're all inside, like they're inside the legs there. The body cavity part is kind of split open. Usually with crustaceans, like these little microscopic ones I see on here, they kind of split open. Like seed shrimp, when they split open, they kind of look like a butterfly or like a shell. You find on the seashell, you have both parts still connected. But this thing almost looks like a tarantula. But yeah, all those little things in there, all individual little organisms, and they're cleaning house. Long Island, have a good one. Thanks for thanks for hanging out for a little bit and enduring this goofiness today. Just being a nerd. Oh. Plus, you know, I expect everybody to be over there enjoying Joel's stream. He's a good guy. I really enjoy him. I've met him a couple of times now. I've had ice cream with him. I've had cake with him. He's a good guy. I really enjoy his streams. I enjoy his content. Let's see. Daryl Dimmer, thank you for holding down the chat and taking care of things, being the mod. I know Candy's she's probably here lurking a little bit, but I know she's over there holding down the fort in Joel's stream right now, so I appreciate it. Mr. B's Fish and Things, how are you? Believe it or not. Well, that's awesome. I appreciate that, you know. I mean, like I said, I'll sit here and play with this thing for a few hours by myself and just have fun with it. Just figured if I was gonna do that, might as well share it for the fun of it. Just for a little bit. It's hard to find the right time. I want to do it on a Monday or Friday is when I would do another live stream, and I wouldn't do like this every week. I don't think that would go over. Especially now that I'm actually doing it, I just feel like it's a little bit boring, like not like something you want to do once a week. I'm sure this is horrible for my analytics. Yes, Candy. Let's see. Oh, there goes my screen. Okay. So we're looking at this carcass. Guess we can move past. I gotta be careful what words I use. I kind of wasn't watching out for that, but I should watch about my vocabulary. We know we're talking about science, but I could still see my video getting flagged, at least until it's in reviewed, because you know some of the words that I could use, even with fish keeping. I think I talked about, I had one video that got demonetized, and I was talking about a fish that had passed away, and I used other words, and it flagged the video because of the words I was using. What do we got here? I see faintly some red. Is this just some kind of an amoeba? That's interesting. What is that? Died? Is that fish food? A fish food flake? That's what it looks like. It's more plant fiber of some kind. Interesting to see some reds in there. Okay, let's get out here and scan. Oh, look at him. See if we can chase this guy around a little bit, keep up with him. If I'm not mistaken, this is an eugleniad. Eugleniad, I believe. I'm not claiming to really have any of these guys pinned down. This should have a little what do you call it? A flagellite? Like not the flagellite, but I'm trying to think of the right word for it. But just have like a little hair that comes off of it, like a filler that kind of propels it and helps it like look for food and stuff like that, kind of like an antenna. But there is a little slit, you can kind of see it, that there's a little slit on the side of it. Let's see if I can zoom in and out and catch it. Well, right there, you can kind of see it. And that's actually its mouth, really. Kind of looks like a shell. And it kind of has this opening that runs a long ways down its side. Let's see if I can get it. Hey, this is some work, you guys. Because I'm looking at it on the computer, see, but if I look at it through the microscope, it might be in focus and good for the microscope, but it doesn't mean it's good for you guys, right? So I kind of have to find it a little bit and chase it at the same time and try to get it in focus for you guys more than me. He is moving though, isn't he? He's a mover. He's dancing to the music, isn't he? He's having a good time. Dancing in circles. Daryl Dimmer, thank you for posting the link there for the Teespring. for all 23 of my t-shirt designs. Just messing around. But I thought there'd be some fun stuff in there. You saw like a little worm. Little, what do you call it? Oligokita. I need to find some of those too. I'm surprised. We saw 2 worms earlier, but I could definitely find some other. Should be able to find some other like detritus worms, some oligokita, something like that. Little segmented worms and stuff like that. I'm just surprised I'm not seeing more rotifers, because that's usually what I find. These guys and rotifers for the most part. Those are almost always. Let's go see what else we can find real quick here. Scan over this thing. It's pretty. Oh, there we go. There's a rotifer. I love these guys too. They're one of my favorite. This is what's on my my thumbnail. Let's go closer. Oh, I just scared him. Did you see that? I literally scared him. He's hiding down there. He'll come back out. This is perfect. So you get to watch him come back out. So rotifer kind of like shrinks up into something more smaller, and he can actually shoot around through the water easily that way. But when he anchors himself to something, and then can, you know, he can stretch himself out and make himself longer, and then you'll see on the end here he has all these cilia, all these little microscopic hairs, and they actually spin. So maybe we'll be able to get a little bit, get up into 40x. There we go. Talk and focus at the same time. Here we go. So he's starting to open up, and it kind of looks like more like a flower. And you can definitely see, and you'll see when I get closer, that there's this like, there's really like lots of microscopic little hairs just moving up by the opening, like the top of it, the whiter part. And they're creating a current with the water. It's actually forcing things to kind of flow and flow right into its mouth. Let's see. And you can see some of the food that's inside. I'll get a little closer so we can see if I don't make a clicking sound. It literally scared him with the clicking sound from turning. Did I do it again? No, I didn't scare him. There he is. So that's the opening, and now you can kind of see the little microscopic hairs. And you can see all the stuff inside of him, like the stuff that he has consumed. More that the browner stuff, and depending on how I focus, there's actually some pieces of algae in there too. Be completely honest, it looks a lot better on my microscope. But he's good until he's scared. Now you can see all the little cilia. If I focus just right. See, as I focus in and out, I'm kind of like focusing over a three-dimensional object, right? So I'm focusing into certain parts of it as I go. So like right there, I've already focused past it, and then I'm coming through it to the outside, to the top of it. But if you get kind of right in the middle, you can it's almost like an X-ray vision thing. You can see through it, through the organism. Just want to zoom out just a little bit, just for a second here. Come out here to 10x just so you can see. Okay, see how I just did that? Just sucked up that little organism, and it's still kind of sticking out. It's consuming it right now. But you saw how that thing spun around and just kind of got trapped in the current. It basically kind of created an undertow, and other organisms are getting kind of consumed and almost like they're kind of they have no control because they're caught up in the current, like being in an undertow. Maybe we go in there, because he definitely got that. I just wondered if I could see. See what he consumed there. It's in there somewhere, and you can see some of that stuff moving around. Like, oh, there he went again. Can I do this again when you can be here? Of course, I would do it again. I just think I feel like it's kind of boring for some people. You know, I don't expect everybody to be into it, and so I don't know what to expect at all. I just wanted to have some fun and kind of hang out with you guys without talking a whole bunch. Just like really focus on the tanks and going a little deeper. Taking a look at the small stuff, the stuff in our aquarium, stuff we don't really see with the naked eye that's in there. Believe me, you know, it probably would be cool to look at scrape some dead fish, some sick fish, and look for some stuff like that. But luckily, I don't have anything like that here too. I don't have any dead fish that I need to scrape and check for bacteria and stuff. Now I have tested. I've looked at like feces and stuff from the fish when I've had sick fish with like white or stringy stuff. I've definitely put that under the microscope and looked for things, and that was the one time when I was pretty sure I was seeing roundworm. It looked like it, and I think that's the only thing I ever found that was kind of like negative. Stuff like this is definitely very, very positive and breaking down all the detritus and stuff in the aquarium. And now this stuff, just so you know, this came out of my Blackwater aquarium, which is pretty much, it has a heavy bed of leaf litter. Oh, and he's just going away slowly now. Switch positions, maybe. There's one called a Vorticello. That's Vorticello or Vorticella that I'd like to find. They kind of look like little flowers, similar to this, but they have more like a long stem. And then they have something similar to like what this has on the end here to collect food. Let's see. Don't want to say goodbye to this guy, but what we got there? What is that? Oh, there he is. We'll pass him up for a minute here. What did I see over here? Here we go. This is a paramecium. We have a whole bunch of them actually. Now you can see the red, the purplish red, pinkish spot there on them. That's another example of the eye. More of an infrared eye. And I think over here on the far left is not a paramecium. It is an amoeba or another. That's another rotifer. But you see that pink spot there. I don't know if I have the light too bright. But let me bring that light back up now. What else was I seeing over here I wanted to look at? What was this? Another... So this is a rotifer moving around. Opened up, which I haven't really seen that too much. Usually they are closed up when they move around. Little guy there. Definitely a lot more stuff, a lot more going on in this Blackwater aquarium. He's interesting there. All right. Try to follow this guy around the screen here while I talk to you guys at the same time. Check out the stream. That there, that's another, like, more of a microcrustacean. You can see the fillers in the front. Whoop, let's see. So you know, like, if anybody is out there who's used a microscope, you understand that the to move around left and right, up and down, so to speak, with the slide, it's kind of like an Etch-a-Sketch, but with one hand. And so yeah, it's kind of it was a little tough at first when I first started playing around with this thing, but you definitely get used to it, and you start to get comfortable with, like, chasing things around the screen. But it definitely takes a little bit of work, and to be slow, not move too fast, and be like, especially when I'm trying to film this and share this with you guys, if I jerked around all over the place, I do a little bit, but if I went crazy with it, it would just be annoying. So trying to move around as slow as possible, or as little as possible. Daryl Dimmer, thank you for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate it. Thank you for helping out and for being here and moderating. There's a bunch of good people in here. Nobody's making trouble, but I definitely appreciate your support and sharing the links and doing all that stuff. It does mean a lot to me, because I definitely could not be doing that and playing with this microscope. Oh, there he goes. He wants to run away on us there. Now I'm expecting DPK to identify these things, to go through his photo gallery of microscopic organisms, and I need DPK to possibly identify this thing for me. Tag, you're it. No, I'm just. Lumpia Dog, how are you? Welcome to the chat. Legacy Aquatics, hello. Okay, changing the music up a little bit. He's doing a little dance too, though, right? And we're back here at this big old white amoeba looking thing. Let's see. Just Trying to look for a little bit of movement on it somewhere, because that's usually, I don't like, I'll scan over an amoeba like this or something and just look for movement on one end of it. There's another rotifer hanging out right there with it, because I really like, I guess it's satisfying to watch these microorganisms like consume each other sometimes. But we do have another rotifer chilling out right here. Let's see, do I scare him? So you can see all those cilia on the outer edge. And they're kind of moving around a little bit, but you can see he's not completely extended out. Looks hungry. Looks like he's got an empty stomach. Kind of, let's see here. Yeah, there's nothing really going. He's kind of got an empty belly there. Like that whole empty space should kind of have a little bit more food. At least the other one we were looking at definitely had a lot more, a fuller stomach. Now it looks like he just pulled himself loose, detached himself from it. I think so. Okay, let's check out the chat. See how long this guy stays here in this spot. It looks like it would stab you in a dark alley, right? Yeah, I'm glad these things are as small as they are. I imagine, yeah, them any bigger. Right, Jesse? Want to see something eat something else? I mean, some of these guys, you know, they're eating some plankton and stuff. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see if this amoeba can take this guy down. I think this guy's a little fast. See, he's a little fast to... amoeba is going to be a little too slow to consume him, but this is the wrong object for him to be on. You can see how the particles, all the little cells on that amoeba are moving. Like, you can see that it is a living thing, and it would try to consume this. It's going to consume anything it can. It's got nutrition, right? So it's probably not the safest place. It's not the best place for this this rotifer to be trying to attach itself to anchor itself to. Let's see the end of him there. His anchored spot. Yeah, he just pulled in again. Pulled himself up. Trying to figure out what that is on the end. I think he's already in trouble. I think he just made a mistake there. Let me look closer. Can I get any closer? No, I can't. Not right now. I can't tell if they actually damaged the end of him, like where the anchor is. I don't know what they call it. It's more like a tail. They have like a tail, more like a little... It's kind of like a little pinchers that should be right there. And that's the thing, is I don't see the little pinchers there. I don't know if this amoeba just like pulled his pulled some of him, pulled part of him off of him is what it looks like. Let's see. So he's there. I just want to scan around here. See what else is here. I might be tempted, like if there's good stuff on the slide. I might even go get something else from that tank, see if I find something better on another slide. Let's cut across here. Well, let's do this real quick. There's 2 slides here I have going on. Or not 2 slides, but two different cover slips on one slide, so. Looks like a little, is that a paramecium? There's a rotifer there. That almost looks just like my my thumbnail. TPK, thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, no, I want to say thank you to all of my Patreons out there as well. I want to say thank you for all the support, and it really makes a big difference, especially when I'm trying to go do stuff like go to Aquashella. Like, I don't know how this is happening. I wouldn't have been able to go. It's kind of like everything's just coming together. Definitely feel like I'm winging it a little bit, but it is all working out. I will get there. I will get some good content. I'm gonna try to do my part, help out, volunteer some time and energy into setting up that YouTube booth and see how, see what Aquashell is all about. I've never been to it. This is gonna be the second one ever, and I think it's gonna be something really fun and positive, and I think it's gonna grow a lot. It's got a lot of room to grow, as young as it is. Everybody's hanging out, chatting with each other in the chat. I appreciate that, because I'm not. I kind of did not plan on being that entertaining personally. I planned on the. I definitely planned on these little organisms to do the job for me, to do their little dance and and entertain you guys for me a little bit today. But I definitely look forward to doing some live streaming on a weekday, on an evening weekday, and this will definitely be possible once I'm like really alone, living in this apartment alone. I definitely look forward to that. But so this is just me playing around, trying to make use of what little bit of time I happen to have the house to myself for a little bit right now. This is actually pretty early for me, and it's gonna be late by the time I'm done with this, but yeah, and I'm trying to work around other people. Like right now, I know I'm stepping on like everybody's toes tonight. I feel I just like it's more of a playing around thing, just to have some fun. But I know I had Joel going on. We've got Bob Steenfut, and then we also have Rick, Mr. Science Geek, going live tonight as well. So I do realize all those streams are happening tonight, and I'm gonna try to make my way to those other ones later. You guys can bounce around. I can't, so you guys can go say hi to Joel right now, but I can't. I don't know if he's doing 2 hours or what. Terry's Tropical Tanks, how are you? Welcome to the stream. I have no idea what this audio really sounds like. It's nerding out day. That's it. This is something I'd prefer to do like in the middle of the night when I really shouldn't be expecting like a turnout. Like I feel like if I'm going to do a stream like a primetime stream, I feel like I should do more of a primetime kind of show, but not so much something like this. This is like what I would want to do as a bachelor at like 2 o'clock in the morning, which I'm soon enough. I am a bachelor, but I'm not living like one. I'm not living like one just yet. But yeah, It'd be nice to have some of those late nights when I just want to totally surprise people even, and just have like an impromptu, like, we're going to play with the microscope at 2 o'clock in the morning. Who's awake? Kind of thing. I feel like it's better for something like that because there's 25 of you awesome people here hanging out, and I do appreciate that. But I don't expect like a lot of people to come and come and watch this stuff, or especially on a regular basis. But it's like, I feel like I have the microscope. It has a digital camera on it. It's got software. I have OBS. I can do screen capture. It's definitely nice to get used to it. So especially on the fly, if I did have an emergency in my fish room, something crazy happened. There's something over here on the other side of this screen. What is this thing he just keeps poking around every once in a while? Popping into the screen. Anyways, I'll have to go. There's some other things hanging out. Anyways, you know, if something were to happen, maybe I get like some big issue in my fish room, some fish tank, something happens, and then I have something crazy to show you guys. At least I'll have this all figured out, so I can throw all this up real quick and I can actually share it with you guys, even live, and give, you know, you've seen that I have created content using this. Like I can record through the software as well, so I can actually save this footage and use it, which is nice because I have like my own microscopy imagery. I don't have to go try to source it, find copyright free stuff, or worry about any of that. And once again, this music is here on YouTube, on the platform. This is a YouTube channel called MU Free Music for your videos, and they've given me permission to use the music. Obviously, everybody else here on YouTube, the other content creators, could use it as well. You can go check it out if you're interested. I do have a link for it in the description below. But they got some fun stuff on there. This is definitely like perfect situation for this. This is probably one of the chillest, mellow, most mellow live streams of mine that you will ever see, probably. All right. Sometimes you just want to name these guys, like give them like you know. I don't know. You guys can name them. I don't know. Let's see. Let me pull back here. Back to 4x. Trying to see what else was swimming around here. That's what I saw that was pink. It's this paramecium. Let's get my bearings straight. There we go. That's another rotifer. Digging around for stuff. Have a rotifer there. Those round things, I believe, they're either cilia. Not cilia. They're I don't know. DPK, tell me, what are they? I was gonna say they're diatoms, but they're definitely not. It's not a diatom. So he's cruising around. He's chilling out, eating there. Put my head in here. Here we go. Here's some more paramecium. Searching around for some food. No saxophone. Thank you very much right now. Okay. Well, that was kind of a cool what are we calling it? The amoeba, that big white amoeba. That was pretty cool to see. But I'd like to see one that's a little bit more active and moving around, because it is fun to watch them just totally like engulf things, just take over things, just like a blob, and just roll right over something and just consume it. This is a baby because they're actually a lot bigger. But this is a cyclops, but it's a baby cyclops. See how fast he wants to take off on me. Now, cyclops gets its name from the same situation with the infrared red eye, which I'm really not seeing his red eye. Maybe I need to focus in or out a little bit, see if I find it. No. But he does have a little infrared eye as well, and that's one of the reasons why they call it the cyclops, because there's from having that one red dot in the middle of its head. Definitely see some food inside of it. But this is a small one compared to what I normally will find. So that's why I'm calling it a baby. And that's probably another reason why I can't see a defined red eye spot. I've never done this to music. I'm taking it you guys can hear this, my music, right? I mean, I'm rambling about it, but I'm assuming it's coming through. Either way, I think it's kind of cool because some of the times looks like these guys are like dancing to the music a little bit, like they're doing a little shimmy to the music. Yeah, there's no pass or fail here. That's why I also reiterate, I'm not a science teacher. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a biologist. I'm just a fish nerd with a telescope. I did fantasize about this making its way onto like like a trending page of like technology and science on YouTube, but I doubt that. I don't, it would maybe someone that wants to do this with like an electron microscope, an actual biologist, scientist, somebody who really wants to could probably get a bunch of viewers. Now I don't know if my view count is working or not. I don't know what it says on the other side. It says that I have 25 watching right now through Streamlabs OBS, but I have no idea how accurate that is. It's also weird because I'm listening to myself for the first time. Normally I don't have to hear myself in my ear like a monitor, and I'm really not used to that. Never been a stage performer, never dealt with, this is like the first times I've really had to have it in my ear, like as a monitor, where I'm listening to the mix, because I'm running this music, everything through a soundboard and then into the computer. So I'm actually I'm DJing over here with the soundboard and stuff, but I am not a DJ either. He's freaking out. Okay. A copepod. DPK is calling it a copepod. I believe. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I have to pull them up on this other computer, which would just be one more thing for my ADD self to try to accomplish. Is pull it up over here. I'm just curious. No, wait. I don't know. It looks like a cyclops, according to what I'm seeing here. A copepod looks a little bit different. That's what I'm seeing here. A copepod is a little more round or oval shaped. Now I'm scrolling through here looking for something that's like looks exactly like it. It definitely does look similar to copepod. Oh, it's gone. There we go. But the copepod doesn't seem to have that that wide of a body. Why am I getting a bunch of pictures of Daphnia? Yeah, I can say it kind of looks like a copepod. It's just about the tail end that makes it looks a little bit different. Copepod seems to have a little bit more of a narrow tail. And then the little antennae, little hairs out of the tail seem to a little closer. I don't know. Okay. We're gonna go for the track called Space Within. Seems fitting. Okay. He looks a little broken back there. Let me pull up the chat because I was messing around there. Oh, now I'm trying to adjust something at the same time. Sorry, I'm moving around because I'm trying to find... I was trying to adjust the lens a little bit there. Yeah, I felt like there's a little bit difference, but they're definitely like very much related, very, very similar body type. The antennas seem to be bigger too on a cyclops. I'm sorry, on a oh, you said a cyclops are thinner. Right. So, wait, let me pull that up again. Yep. Well, let's see. Oh no, cat. Not a good idea. 1 second. Where is this animal? The lights are low. Alright. Let's see. Where's my audio? Alright. Let me see what else is in here. I want to find something cooler. Like Jesse was saying, he wants to see something, eat something else, right? Play some bets. There's another. There's another rotifer. Oh, why am I having lighting problems? Why am I having lighting problems? There we go. Whew. Okay. He's got some cool stuff inside of him, though. Is that light just too bright on that? Yeah, so you can see some of the stuff inside of him now. Let's get a little bit closer. Drop the light down just a little bit. And you can see some of the stuff that it has inside of it. And you see the now this is rotifer again. Now you can see the cilia pretty well there at the top, and you can kind of see the movement of them a little bit. Now you can tell we're going like in and out of it, like kind of looking through it. Now you can see this other stuff. That looks like a diatom. That figure 8 looking deal in there. That's what that kind of looks like, but it's definitely, this guy's got a full stomach and all kinds of goodies in here. Now you can see this other little bit of movement inside of it, closer to the top, and that's kind of like the gizzard, I guess would be the word, like where it's gonna grind up the grind stuff up. Let's see here. It's pretty cool stuff, though. Let me see if I turn the light down a little bit. Oh, Maria. Thank you so much for that $10 super chat. I appreciate that. I'm glad that you enjoy it. I really don't expect very many people to enjoy this, honestly. You know, not trying to bad talk it. I'm just having, you know, I know that, pardon me. Oh, I need more coffee. I know that I enjoy it, but like I said, it's just me nerding out and just having a little fun. Just figure I share it with you guys because, you know, not everybody has a microscope or a microscope that's going to be able to see stuff like this. I mean, you're not going to get this from a microscope that you buy at like the toy store kind of thing. You know, like a kid microscope or anything on that level. You're going to have to spend at least $2 or $3, $4, $500. This one I paid almost $600 for it a while ago, and it was a horrible impulse buy. I really didn't have the money then. I had a lot more money then. Financially, I was in a much better spot, but still, I probably shouldn't have. I could have bought a better camera equipment or something else instead of a microscope. It's not like I like need it for science. I mean, I do, I guess, for my fish, but it's obviously extra. This is not a necessity to be a fish keeper to have a microscope, but I just figure if I have it and it shouldn't just be sitting on my shelf collecting dust and going to waste, I figure I should share it kind of with my content and running around in the woods and stuff, you know, playing in the bush and collecting fish. It's like I figure I'd take you guys along for the ride and share it with you guys a little bit. It's like it's no fun if you just hide in your you know, like some rich person just hides in their house and just keeps everything to themselves and they don't share with anybody else. Or anyways, I wish I knew what those larger round those round balls that are inside of him that he's consumed. I'm wondering what those are. Fish for Thought, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you here. I love your content. I've had you a few times on the hashtag FishFamNews back in the day. Is it alive? That is it's a rotifer that's fully extended, and you can see the little hairs, the cilia, as they fold in. Oh, and it just went and shot away. Let me pull out a little bit so you can see it. There we go, and it's just gonna slowly extend itself again, elongate itself, and and open up. It's like a flower blooming, is what it totally reminds me of, because it'll shoot in really, really quick, but it takes a while for it to come back out, kind of like a polyp or something on like in saltwater coral and stuff like that. I guess it's not far from it technically. The interesting thing about the kingdom Protista is that it's just like someone explained it to me as the kingdom Protista, which is one of the largest kingdoms in the animal kingdom. Whoa, what is that? Look at that thing. Where did it come from? Jeez, this guy likes the camera, huh? Hello. That just ruined my thought. What I was getting at there is the kingdom Protista is like one of the largest kingdoms, and it's kind of like back in the day, scientists just kind of threw all the little mixed up stuff they didn't know what to do with, and they threw it all into one category called, one kingdom called Kingdom Protista, which is really just a lot of microorganisms, but they're not all necessarily related. It's kind of interesting as they go. Now we have the ability with science to kind of look a little deeper, and you can see that a lot of these different organisms are related to other animals in other kingdoms. So it's like it's like the junk drawer in your kitchen. Is really a good way to put it. It's really a messed up kingdom, and it needs to be kind of separated and organized, because it just doesn't make sense in the end nowadays that all of those different organisms and whatnot are all classified in the same kingdom. Now that we know that they're related to other things, just like something like this is probably more related to a crab than some of these other protozoa that we're seeing. But this is crazy, though, doesn't it? It kind of looks a little bit more like a tarantula. A tarantula with 6 legs. Yeah, it does look like a water mite of some kind. DPK, where are you? What's up? You're supposed to be identifying these things, and let's see. He got himself caught up there for a minute, thankfully, so I can focus on the computer. Yeah, no, you're not getting any more food right now. The dog's over there pushing around the food bowl, like looking for food. Let's see. Let's try that. Like, oh. Does it? Okay, now it does look like some kind of a water mite. The only thing is, water mites have 8 legs. Are you guys seeing 8 legs? I'm seeing 6. 6 legs, but the water mites that I'm pulling up look maybe some kind of mite, but the water mites that I'm pulling up look a lot more like oh, they kind of look like a tick, but they have 8 legs. A sea shrimper showing up too. Oh, he's unstuck. I'm gonna have to keep my eye on him now. He's ready to take off. If I saw 8 legs, that's the only thing. All right, where are you going? Where do you think you're going? We're gonna follow you around for a minute. You trying to turn around on me? All right. Yeah, the water mites I'm seeing look a lot more like a spider or a tick. Big round bodies and 8 legs. And longer legs too. These got like short fat legs that remind me of like hairy tarantula legs. It does have like hairs on the abdomen. Let's see, where can we go? We can go a little deeper here. It's just whether or not I can keep up with this guy. There we go. Interesting. You can kind of see some like mandibles, some kind of little jaws there, but this also has kind of that red, the infrared eye spot, but then again that's more of intestinal looking stuff there. Crazy stuff. Let's see. Let me check out the chat. Not trying to ignore anybody. The Cove, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you here. What water is this from? This is from my black water, Amazon Biotope. And this was literally just sucked up off of a what do they call them? A monkey pod is what they're called. That's what they're calling them there at the my aquarium box. Greg Jones has got those for sale, but I have some monkey pods in that aquarium, and I literally just sucked up water from just the stuff that the detritus and stuff that was stuck to it. There's lots of biomatter, all kinds of stuff growing on those pods and biofilm, stuff like that. So just trying to pull some of that stuff off of it, see what's working, that we're eating the like breaking down those botanicals. But I might go in here and look for some more stuff. Kind of looks like this guy's got some purples and stuff going on. Pretty colorful looking thing. Okay, so what are we looking here? So let's try to count though. I mean, I see 6 legs. I don't see 8. right? Kind of, it looks like it's upside down too. Like it's walking upside down. Between the glass pieces of glass. Okay. Let's see. What happened? What happened to the what time is it? It's 8:10? What am I doing? Who's streaming right now? I'm not supposed to be doing this. Staying on here this long? Oh boy, what am I doing? I'm just finding the good stuff. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. What do we have there? Another rotifer. Another rotifer and a paramecium. Now this is a rotifer when they're just kind of cruising around. And they're using that kind of that mouth area is what they're using to propel themselves through the water, all those little microscopic cilia. Oh my, you're a crazy cat. Let me check out the chat. Let's see what's going on. Leona? Let's see, Leona's up in here? Whew. That thing is just taking off on me. Oh boy. Let's see. Yeah, Leona, you're up in here. Good to see you. Who else do we have up in here? Heather Nielsen. Hello, welcome to the stream. Good to see you as well. I'm sitting here chasing this thing around like a with the little etch and sketch controls over here. Let's see. I should probably like end the stream eventually here because I definitely been on here for like 2 hours. That's crazy. It doesn't seem like it at all. But let's see. I'm trying to follow this thing. Let me see what's going on up here in the chat. There was a couple things that I wanted to get to. I did want to mention, of course, my aquarium box. You know, I get it every month. I think it's really awesome, and I did want to like bring that up real quick. But the my aquarium box and how I do have a discount code for $5 off your first my aquarium box. It is MABJH. MABJH, which is my aquarium box JH. And yeah, you can check that out if you haven't checked one of those out yet. They're pretty cool. There's a little amoeba. He's full of all kinds of good stuff. There's that pinkish. It's got like lots of pink going on there. Oh, let's see if I can get closer. See the cilia on the end of that as well, and it has that like mouth that I was talking about where there's like a slit. Oh boy, this is not easy. At least try to follow him around until he chills out for a minute. But you can see the cilia, the little hairs, and they're spinning like super, super fast. And there's like that little slit down the side, and that's actually like the mouth. And the food, you know, the particles and stuff are being like pulled in through that slit there. Oh, Maria, thank you so much again. Another super chat. Thank you for that $5 super chat. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm gonna chill here for another minute or so. I'm gonna wait. I'm not going anywhere until that super chat is gone anyways, but yeah, look at, you can see that now. You can see the hairs a little bit better. I changed the lighting a little bit and change the focus. Hey, where you going? Where you going, buddy? Very cool stuff. Pretty interesting. Leona. Oh, what did they run into? Oh, there's a there goes a rotifer. He wants to be on camera. Tell you what, some of these guys are just camera hogs. Leona. Thank you for the $20 super chat. I appreciate that so very much. I appreciate the fact that you appreciate the nerdy stuff. Where are you going? You just like ruined my thing here, buddy. I was watching the other thing, and then you had to come up and scare him away. Just wanted to be like, I want to be on camera. What's up? Okay. So yeah, so where am I at? I'm 17 minutes over 2 hours. This is crazy. I'm glad I'm playing with a microscope, because if I was really talking the whole time, that is, I'm telling you, that is actually pretty rough on the voice box. It'll get to you. Doesn't seem like much, but you can really trash your voice quickly. Especially if you keep going, you don't have anything to drink. I think that's when I messed myself up, especially like the Aquatic Experience. Is if you just keep talking to people and you keep going and you push it and you're not hydrating your vocal cords, you can actually hurt yourself. Let's see. All right, we're chasing that booger around. Now you see this thing right here in the middle of the screen that's kind of like oblong. That's actually, I think that's pretty sure that's a diatom. Diatoms are a lot smaller, like same with this other thing right here in the middle, these long skinny things. Let me just see if I'm right or wrong here. Let's go check this out real quick. Yeah, there's a diatom there. I believe all these are diatoms all in a row. Oh, why isn't, I wish it would focus a little bit better, but it's, there's a whole group of them. The diatoms will line themselves up long ways with each other, and that's kind of actually part of like a mating thing. They can share DNA that way when they connect with each other long ways. But there's one there as well. That's another diatom. Looks like a needle. But that is interesting to see a whole group of them here. Looks much better through my screen over here. You can actually see how they're all kind of connected. There's like 4 of them all connected to each other. There's another one as well. And you see they don't look like much from out here. Let's see what else we can find real quick. Because I should just be getting out of here. I should stop this stuff. Maybe I'll just come hang out in the chat for a minute with you guys. I want to find some more stuff. Maybe I do this again because I'm like totally into finding some more stuff, but I guess time does fly. Time flies when you're having fun. I want to find some other like amoebas, some beastly amoebas that just run around just like gobbling up stuff. I might honestly have to actually like cultivate a tank with a lot more of this stuff. I don't have a whole bunch of Infusoria, I don't think, in my little Infusoria tank that I have. I really think it comes down to some photosynthesis really makes a difference. I'd like to just have like a green water tank, and I'm sure I'd find a lot of cool stuff in that under a microscope. So I don't know what this thing is with all the cilia on it down in here. Let's go a little closer and see what it is. Kind of looks like a cactus or something. Is that just too much light? Maybe a little bit too much light. But that's weird. I don't know what that is. Where's my chat? What do we got going on over here? Let's see. Let me check out the chat here. Is that thing drunk, Mr. B? Oh, amateur lab nerds, right? Exactly. Amateur nerds. Not amateur nerds, that's for sure. I'm not an amateur nerd, but amateur biologist. Let's see, anything else? Oh, there you go. Oh, I'll check this guy out. This is an amoeba. Not too dense or crazy or anything, but that's an amoeba right there. Whoa, turn the light down a little bit. Yeah, I like the little bit bigger ones. I like to find bigger ones. Like I said, it's cool when I find them. You can find one that like it's actually just like consuming some stuff. There looks like a paramecium or maybe a rotifer shooting around there. And that line it's swimming across is actually an air bubble line because the slide is starting to dry up a little bit. Anyways, folks, I should probably get out of here, most definitely. I'm way over my time. I'm just totally killing it. There's other stuff going on here. I think we have Bob going live here soon enough. Oh, look at it drying up. It really dries up quickly, especially when you're looking at it under a microscope. Watching something dry up happens a lot quicker. Look at that. I'm trying to chase him. He's gonna run out of water here in a minute. Anyways, let's see. Just checking out some of the chat. But I want to say thank you guys so much for hanging out and enjoying and this nerdy stuff here. Like I said, I probably won't do anything like this too often, too regularly. This is just more of like a random fun thing. Play with all my toys and share them with you guys. Look at this slide is drying up quick. He's running out of space. It's almost over for this guy. Anyways, Leona, thank you so much for that $20 super chat. I really do appreciate that. Thank you to everybody, as well as Maria. I appreciate your super chats. And Daryl Dimmer as well. Thank you so much for that. And I do want to say thank you to Chris. I think yesterday I missed that. I did get a super chat from you, and I don't think that when I went over them at the end, I didn't mention you, I don't think. I kind of like thinking about that later, and I'm like, who did I miss? I knew there was somebody. But Chris from Multi-Tank Addictions, thank you again. I appreciate that. So let's see. I should probably go ahead and get out of here. Yeah. I have my regular live stream on Sunday next weekend. And I'm probably not going to do this on Friday. I might do a live stream on Friday but maybe not the microscope. I don't think it's an every week kind of thing. Unless I were to make it a little bit juicier, thicken it up with some other stuff. But I do want to say thank you to all of you hanging out here. I got all my lights and everything, everything set up completely different. And just trying to try something different, you know. I didn't use the other camera as much as I thought I was going to use it. That's for sure. I plan on like trying to run around and film me pulling samples at the same time. And yeah, maybe more work than I need to create for myself. Daryl, thank you again. I appreciate it. You have a good one. And everybody have a good one. It's Monday. I know that I've been working today a little bit. Probably could have worked a little bit more. Working from home on a website for somebody, and that's keeping me out of trouble. And it's nice to work from home and be here to attend my fish at the same time. It's a nice balance. What is going on here with the music? The name of this is Time Zone. Oh, there we go. That's a little crazy. Some of this music is fun. Leona. I knew somebody was gonna run with that one. DPK, thank you. And you guys should check DPK out on Instagram. I need to study some of his pictures there, maybe myself. He's got a huge... he put out like... Oh, what is it? It's not yet 11. But, you know, he put out a bunch of images over like the last 2 days of some really awesome microscopic images of stuff you are going to find in your aquarium. Stuff that you don't want to find in your aquarium as well. He's sharing a lot of different like microorganisms and just different parasites and stuff as well. All right. I'm losing my voice here, kind of. What happened? This whole slide. This is becoming very uncomfortable for everything in here. And that's the thing. It's kind of weird to kind of feel sad for all these microorganisms. You normally, if you don't see them, you don't think about them, right? But it's like, oh, their whole world is drying up and they're all about to die. It's like horrible, kind of, when you're looking at it under a microscope. There I go using the vocabulary. That's probably going to get this video demonetized. Well, there he is. He got stuck in that little bubble of water. There he is, or somebody is. Anyways, all right. Let me go ahead and get off of that. All right, guys. Let me go ahead and get out of there for a minute. Pull myself away from the microscope there. I'm totally not going to be able to film. Be able to finish this here. My throat is all messing up on me, and all I have is some nasty water here that I don't want to drink. I'm out of coffee. So I should definitely get out of here. I need to get some fluids in my throat. Let's see here. I want to say thank you to everybody. I said thank you to all my Patreon as well. I don't have the whole list here, but the Cove, I appreciate your support. I'm Maria. I appreciate your support just recently with some super chats and some other. I thought you are on my. I thought you are one of my Patreons actually. Let's see. Who else do we have in here? Mr. B's Fishing Things. It's one of my Patreons as well. Anyways, it's really nice to see you all in here. Everybody popping in. Friday Fish Facts as well. He's been putting out some funny stuff lately. Yeah, the microscope. I could just do hours and hours. I do have. I was talking with Ray from Ray's Aquaria about a fish about a game, a PC game, a tycoon game called Mega Aquarium, and I was tempted to kind of play the game, like do like gameplay, but I would like want to make a whole nother channel for that because it's really like this is what I'm doing right now is completely unhealthy for my analytics. I'm probably like stabbing my channel in the chest right now by streaming for 2.5 hours with 25 people watching. That's just it is what it is. But sometimes you just have to have some fun. Just have a have to have a little bit of fun and whatever. Not everything's for the algorithm, I guess. Anyways, what else do we got going on? What else was I gonna bring up? I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Talk about my regular stuff on my regular live stream. Anyways, yes, once again, thank you to everybody. Thank you to everybody that threw down a super chat today. I appreciate that so very, very much. Maybe I'll do a stream on Friday. If not, there's my Sunday live stream. I do have some stuff coming up this week. A couple of fun little tutorial things I throw down every once in a while. This is more discovery content, kind of finding new viewers and helping out beginner hobbyists. Not necessarily for some of you guys. Know how to like tie Anubias to driftwood or things like that. So it's not like an insult. When I put those out, I'm not expecting. It's not. It's more for beginner hobbyists and stuff like that. I feel like that's one thing that I can do to kind of support the hobbies by putting that stuff out there every once in a while. It finds me new subscribers, and it also helps out the new guys, and guys and girls. I should say, guys and girls. Anyways, I could go on forever. It's so hard for me to say goodbye to you guys because I'm gonna go back to being alone on my on this little rock with all my fish tanks. But we'll do this again definitely, and maybe I'll curate a little bit more, some stronger cultures or something. Maybe even just literally do like a little tiny tank or a jar that I put outside or like gets a lot of sunlight and kind of creates some green water and throw some leaf litter and stuff in there and just kind of create like an Anubias, create like an infusoria jar like a lot of people will do and give us some other stuff to check out as well. So that's an idea too, kind of like culture something up, prepare something ahead of time, because my tanks are kind of pretty clean. They're pretty healthy, and I think. And so there's, they say that you get those large organisms and stuff like that when you have more food for them. So if you keep the tanks clean and you don't have a lot of extra detritus like crazy and stuff, there's not gonna be enough food for them. So some of the stuff hopefully you're not gonna find. A lot of people will say if detritus worms or Oligochaeta, they're not harmful at all to your aquarium, but it's definitely a sign that if you see micro earthworms and stuff like that in your substrate or coming up to the surface of your substrate, it's definitely a sign that you're probably overfeeding or you just have excess mulm and stuff going on in the substrate, probably maybe more than you need to. But I have had some tanks where that's popped up like that, and I have a video that I put out a long time ago about microscopic like aquarium earthworms, and but I've reduced feeding and I definitely cleaned up the substrate in that aquarium, and now I don't have they're probably still in there. There's a colony of those detritus worms in the aquarium, but I don't see them coming up through the substrate and showing themselves, so I definitely have lowered the population of them. Let's see. I don't know how loud my mic is, and I know I'm a lot closer than I normally am because I usually have the little guard there. Mulm. I like the word. Word mulm. Mulm and subwassertang. Subwassertang. I just like to say subwassertang. Like, I love it personally, like in shrimp tanks. It's a great liverwort, but it sounds cool to say. I probably don't know how to properly spell it, but subwassertang. I don't know. Cool word. Anyways, I keep bumping my nose into the eyepieces on this microscope. That's how close it is to me. I kind of tried to make use of the space that I had. It's pretty tight. Pretty tight. But anyways, thank you guys. I keep trying to get off of here. We're working on 2.5 hours now. Anyways, thank you guys so much. I appreciate all your support. I appreciate everybody hanging out, nerding out with me for a little bit. Like I said, we'll do this again. We'll see how it goes. Look forward to some content this week. And to those of you that, that are out there, I'll definitely see some of you guys at the Aquashella in Dallas. If you don't know about that, go check it out. Aquashella Dallas. Check out their website. Pretty awesome event. And there's the Aquashella in Dallas, March 30th, 31st. And then you also have the Aquashella in New Jersey, which would be August. I don't know what dates, but it's in August. Check it out on the website. And yeah. And to those of you that are part of the fish tube community, check out the fish tube booth. It's a go check that out. There's the fish tube boob. Oh boy, I need to get out of here. The fish tube booth Facebook group, which is a private group, but you can get yourself on there. And we're looking for people to help volunteer to help set up things, and there's definitely a little bit of work involved. We have a pretty large booth, and we're going to be on display for everyone to see, kind of epicenter of the whole event in Dallas, and it would be really nice for it to look good. I know it will. Kasha from Creative Pet Keeping has been doing a lot of work on that, on the creative side. I have a lot of really awesome people involved, and more people getting involved every day. And there's lots of little things, whether it be tape or an extension cord, or even just donating some money to kind of like our little fund that we have got going on. You can talk to Rob from Flip Aquatics about that if you're interested in just like donating some funds to help us like buy some extra extension cords, or we're actually even looking for some lighting. I have my lights, this stuff I'll be taking with me, but I'm also looking like for some LED panels that we don't have yet. And I'm trying to make that money magically appear so that we can get at least 2 like LED panels, so that when we're live streaming at the YouTube couch, these are things will be able to be used in future events too. These things will go to Aquashella Dallas. They'll be the Aquatic Experience in Chicago, and any other events that the fish tube community show up to. So we'll see how it all works out. Anyways, I'm rambling and I'm going on again. I need to get out of here. Thank you guys for all your patience. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you to all my supporters. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and lower the music. And remember, guys, keep your tanks clean, your fish fed, and have fun.